brother was 18 years old. He was graduating from high school, Joplin High School. We went outside and then the tornado siren started going off and it started raining. So then my dad just waited on my brother to get out and rode with my brother home in the Hummer. And I finally heard my dad say, "Will, pull over, pull over, pull over." He goes, "There's the tornado, pull over." My dad put his arms around Will and my brother's seatbelt broke, and then he just flew out the sunroof. While we were seeing the tornado, my mom kept yelling, "Will, Will, I can feel him leaving me. He's not here anymore. I feel Will leaving me." And I thought, she was just going into shock. But it turns out, that's really when Will was leaving the earth and he was going up to heaven. I'm so glad that he was with him in the car, that he had someone with him, and my dad told him he loved him before he died. He's in heaven. So, he's in a good place. It's just hard on us who are left here dealing with all of it, but it's okay.
I think the first time I saw that, I was so amazed by that young woman's resilience. That was only 2 weeks after she had lost her brother, and I'm honored to be able to talk to the family of Will Norton. They join me now. We have Sarah, the sister that you just saw. We also have Trish, the mom, and Mark as well. And what a difficult day. I can see you're already tearing up for obvious reasons as we watch the piece and we see some of those beautiful old pictures. Sarah, it's 1 year in. I wonder if you can give me a sense of the daily challenges that you and your parents still face in the grieving process. How is Will a part of your life every day?
It's just so difficult getting used to not seeing him every day and his smiling face and giving him a hug, so that's the most difficult part, obviously. And you just try to, talk about him and remember him and say, Will would love that we're doing this. Will would love getting his name out today and everyone knowing about him. And you just have to keep talking about him, keep making him part of your life, do things to remember him by, you don't want to forget it. You just want to keep living with him forever, even though he's not here with us.
Not here physically.
Right.
Is what you told me earlier when we were talking at your family's house. Mark, you were with your son Will when the tornado hit, and for our viewers who may not remember, you were both in his Hummer, and you told me that you had a gift waiting for him at home, which was going to be a new car. And I wanted to show the folks how you let Will's spirit still live on in your lives, because you still have that car that was supposed to be the gift for your son. On it says Wildebeest, which is what he went by. I love Will. But there are other places in town that you want to make sure that his legacy lives on. Tell me about Will's Place and what that's intended to do.
Sure, Robin. Will's Place is a child trauma center for children that had, it was primarily set up for children with problems with the storm emotionally, and it's part of the Ozark Center Freeman Hospital Group, and they have a wonderful program. They have psychiatric doctors there, and they help the children. And
because what happens in town when a storm comes through? Because in Missouri, you're going to have a storm every day in the spring.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I can't imagine how people must feel when that happens every day.
Right. I volunteered at a local school, and we had a tornado drill, and the poor children were just petrified.
Traumatized,
The teachers, there wasn't enough teachers to calm them all down, but it's something that they have to be prepared for.
Yeah. You guys, it's remarkable to me just how giving and thoughtful you are about everyone else in town when you went through such a horrible loss. Sarah, in this past year, was there a point where you reached a turning point and decided your outlook would be different?
Yes, it would have to be different if you were going to live a daily, normal life and still remember Will in a positive way. You had to get out of yourself and out of your grief. And I volunteer at the school, and there's an Art Feeds, a project for children here that Sarah and I volunteer for. I took a night class with Sarah. I just had to get out of the house and go on. Being the mom and having him every single day after school and giving him a snack, I hadn't lost him yet to college. Yeah. So I was still hanging on to him as hard as I could.
Yeah. He sounded like such an inspirational person in life, as well as still is. I was moved by the fact that you haven't changed his room yet. Tell me why.
Well, we don't really know why. We just find comfort in it. I got to therapy, and our therapist said, you need to change his room. You need to put his shoes up. You need to,
the iPad is still laying there. I even
Yeah,
noticed.
absolutely.
And his socks mismatched.
Right, and it has to stay there for a while, you know, just because you have to feel him still.